Over the years, multiple legendary players have graced the golf course with their classy play. Each of these golfers has made a successful move that has lifted them to the top of the golfing world. Rory McIlroy is one such player, whose iconic swing has made him famous to the point that even Tiger Woods complimented him. In this video, we're gonna look at what he had to say about McIlroy, so stay tuned. First up, what did Tiger Woods say about McIlroy? Rory McIlroy is considered one of the best golf ball drivers in the sport's rich history. There are very few players that play with the same level of fineness as him. Even Tiger Woods, who's regarded as the best PGA golfer ever, recently revealed that he encourages his son Charlie to imitate the Northern Irishman's technique rather than his own because of how much power and speed the player can create and control, despite only being 5'10" tall. During an interview at the 2022 Hero World Challenge, Woods mentioned to the press how he's told his son that if he wants to be a successful ball driver in the game, he has to take tips from the best. He thinks McIlroy is that man, and he ain't wrong. The 33-year-old is one of the few players in the game who you'll never see swaying during a shot. You can swing as fiercely as you'd like, but balance is still required, and McIlroy has complete control over his drives. Coming up, how is McIlroy's drive that perfect? Golf Monthly Top 50 coach Jed Walters goes into detail using 3D analysis to find out what it is that McIlroy does differently from the rest. After Jed analyzed years of Rory's matches, he noticed that the Irishman's ability to move his pelvis efficiently was one of his many strengths. He constructed a 3D model of his swing that demonstrates what his pelvis is doing for how much it spins, whether he sways, and how much he lifts. First of all, his hips are level, and everything is pretty square since he's in a very neutral driver address posture. His hips have rotated 40 degrees away from the target by the time we run it through to the peak of his driver's backswing. He's storing his energy at that point. If we look at the sway, it's negative 0.9 inches, meaning that as he performed that turn, he slightly pushed it to his trail side and away from the goal. Surprisingly though, as McIlroy rotates his hips for additional force, his lead knee flex increases and his trail leg straightens, while his pelvis travels down 2.6 inches from its address position. He is in an excellent position to unload during the downswing. Moving or swaying toward the target is one of the things novice golfers find frightening, but McIlroy excels at it. He was pushed off his trail side from the top when his driver was parallel to the ground while coming at a stop. He has advanced 5 inches closer to the target, which is vital for his winning drives. Following up, what should golfers copy from his style? Any golfer that's aiming to improve their ball drive, they have to practice moving their body and the pressure in that direction if they want to launch an object as far as they can. This is where many players waste yards when trying to increase their distance in golf. But you must turn, and Rory is the master, so be sure to do that. As he nears impact, his pelvis has shifted from a negative 40-degree position at the peak of his backswing to a plus 7-degree position. Along with lifting his pelvis, he's beginning to push up via his feet. His ability to combine these three actions, the turn, the sway in the direction of the target, and the lift up, really aids in establishing the ideal driver launch angle for maximum power. Studying his playing style is one of the best ways to pick up on his habits. His entire pelvis sway as he continues through to contact is 6 inches, and he's back in the same lift position as at address, demonstrating how far he pushes up through the hitting zone. He has now rotated over 70 degrees from the top of the backswing through impact, putting his total hip turn at plus 29 degrees. Finally, to get the ball to travel as far as possible, don't be afraid to turn toward the target at the peak of the backswing. You'll be a bit closer to driving the ball like Rory McIlroy if you can improve these areas. Finally, how has this benefited Rory McIlroy? McIlroy lowered and flattened his left arm swing plane in his backswing in 2022 in such a way that both it and the club shaft now arrive at the peak of his swing position just beneath his right shoulder, recalibrating his swing's quick and strong body rotation, which is always the key to this movement. That left arm and shaft last season ended up over his right shoulder at the top of his swing, swinging back on a somewhat more upright plane. This season, McIlroy has been able to pivot more quickly and forcefully in his downswing and through the ball. He's adapted his body and club into a smaller spinning unit and system. This minor change has paid off handsomely for McIlroy, whose 321.3 yard average driving distance on the PGA Tour in the 2021-2022 season was second by 0.1 yard and solidified his position as the best driver in the modern game. He significantly improved in 2022, all while doing it with style as he made his way to a year of steady excellence and a well-earned return to the top of the world rankings. When you turn to his putting, you see that for the first time, he's among the tour's top 20 putters. Again, despite many victories and stretches of dominance, dominance. He's generally lagged well behind others in that category. Once you take into account both his massive and significant short game improvements and his well-known strength in hitting the golf ball, it's obvious that McIlroy is just built differently. Moving on, let's look at some golfers with the best swing on planet Earth. First up, Sergio Garcia's world-class skills. Sergio Garcia is one of the world's top golf ball drivers, despite being 42 years old, and we don't have to tell you how remarkable that is. Garcia offered some guidance to amateur golfers having trouble with their long game in a video with Me and My Golf. He mentioned that to generate pure power, move your left shoulder as far back and down from its starting position as you can. By loading up in this way, you have more room and time to swing forward and pick up speed. Swing to the top, then release the grip with your left hand and let your arm fall. Give gravity the job. If, as you glance down, your left hand hangs even and slightly to the right of your left knee, you've pulled back successfully, just like Sergio. Then Garcia went on to say that most novices prefer to try and open up their bodies and turn their shoulders and hips right away. Instead, golfers should pull a chain-like motion as they lower the club from the peak of their backswing. He's frequently competed for major championships throughout the years and has established himself as a legendary character in the Ryder Cup, the sport's high-stakes competition. Since Sergio entered the golfing world in 1999, maybe not even a dozen players could claim to have outperformed him. Following up, Jon Rahm's surprising swing style. One of the top ball strikers on the current tour is Jon Rahm. The Spaniard is, in fact, on pace to be among the best of his generation, and he's accomplishing it all while using original golf swings. Since he was a young golfer, Rahm has worked with Titleist Performance Institute co-founder and Golf Top 100 teacher Dave Phillips. And because Rahm was born with a club right foot, his swing was also short at the time. His range of motion is constrained as a result, making his swing shorter than others. While he could have worked on prolonging his swing, it would only put more strain on his hips and ankles. So instead, Rahm and Phillips focused on honing his distinctive swing and adjusting his motion to fit his particular body, putting him on the right track to win major championships. Rahm has always said a lesson that all golfers should remember is to not focus on perfecting their swing. Perfectionism is overrated. Instead, work with a coach who can assist you in customizing your swing to your particular body, one that's based on what you can accomplish rather than what you can't. Finally, Matt Kuchar's unique swing. The golfing press projected that Matt Kuchar would be the next great thing after he won the Low Amateur Award at the 1998 Masters and the US Open in the same year. But despite some modest success at the beginning of his career, he didn't realize his full potential until he had been on the road for about 10 years. He created a swing that is recognized as being among the flattest on the tour. He's now known for being one of the tour's most reliable players. He won the Players' Championship and a World of Golf Championship tournament, and he claimed the 2010 PGA Tour money list. All of it while using a golf stroke, which most would consider unusual. Because of his height of 6 feet 4 inches and the length of his arms, Matt Kuchar has an extremely slanted spine angle at the address position and maintains it throughout his backswing. Kuchar swings in a single plane. This means his hands and arms barely elevate above his head. Instead, they pivot around him. At the peak of his backswing, Kuchar's left arm is positioned beneath his right shoulder. Another characteristic of one-plane swingers is that Matt Kuchar's hands remain very close to his right side during his downswing while he's in this posture. Then, as he stretches the club directly down the target line, he unleashes his explosive distance and finishes in a great, balanced follow-through position. His style is unique, yet it worked in his favor brilliantly throughout the years. And with all that, that's a wrap on this video. What do you think about Rory McIlroy's swing? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.